Yo, what's up everybody out there? What's good on the internet? What's good in life? The name is Long Island 495. Now, I have done videos about Media Day. I have done a video about Radio Row. I've done a video about the halftime show. Now, I'm finally giving y'all my pick to win Super Bowl 44. Of course, we all know who's playing: Indianapolis Colts and the New Orleans Saints. We all know about the quarterbacks, Peyton Manning and Drew Brees. You know, two of the best passing quarterbacks in the NFL, and possibly two of the best passing quarterbacks ever. You know, and they get the job done in their own way. Manning and Brees do. Brees is much smaller, so he moves around more. Is able to be, you know, mobile. He's able to get out of the pocket more. And Peyton Manning, you know, whatever a defense can throw at him, it's like Manning just processes it in his mind so quickly, and he's able to find either Collie or Reggie Wayne or Dallas Clark or Pierre Garçon, and he just, you know, Peyton Manning, you know, he does his thing too. But while Peyton Manning has his assortment of receivers, nobody's talking about the Saints' assortment of their receivers and their weapons on offense as well. They don't just have Reggie Bush. They got Pierre Thomas. They got Robert Meacham. They got Marcus Colston. They got Devery Henderson. Not to mention they got Jeremy Shockey, a former member of the New York Giants, as I would know, being a Giants fan. So Brees has his, you know, set of guys that he can throw the ball down to as well. He can get, you know, 8, 10, 12 yards a play. The big story, of course, that everybody has been following has been the injury to Dwight Freeney. Of course, the torn ligament in his ankle, the ankle sprain, and it has been feeling better. He just said today that his ankle has been feeling better, and he's still listed as questionable for the game. But as much as he's progressing, there is no doubt in my mind now that Freeney is at least going to play some role, even if it's not the role that he may have been, you know, playing earlier, as if he didn't get injured in that AFC Championship game against the New York Jets. I mean, they do have other players, you know, such as Raheem Brock, that could probably fill that void. But you know, he's good, but he's no Dwight Freeney. And I've heard some people talk about how, you know, this is, you know, a game changer, how this is all of a sudden, you know, makes the New Orleans Saints a small favorite. I don't think that it makes the Saints a favorite, as long as the Saints have Drew Brees and the Colts still have Peyton Manning. And, you know, as much as this may cause problems for the Colts defensively, it doesn't affect them offensively. Because last time I checked, Dwight Freeney is not on the Indianapolis Colts offensive line. You know, Peyton Manning is still going to get his yards. He's still going to throw for, 23 for 37 or something like that, or 25 for 40, and get, you know, maybe almost 300 yards and throw for, I think, at least 2 touchdowns, maybe even throw for 3 touchdowns. You know, because if I didn't say this earlier, that's how both of these offenses work. I think both Peyton Manning and Drew Brees are going to throw for at least 3 touchdowns in this game. You know, another part of it that, you know, could be, you know, perhaps not looked into all that much, but, you know, I think it's definitely going to be looked at least by the entertainment media. Is Reggie Bush going to be affected, you know, with all the media focusing on him, and, you know, bringing up all the Kim Kardashian stuff and all that? Is he going to be affected by anything in regards to that? So there you have it. I've done my somewhat award-winning analysis of what I think is going to happen in the Super Bowl. So who do I think is going to win the whole thing? I started off, the Colts were the team I was picking going into this a couple of weeks ago, and I'm sticking with them right now. And somebody actually made a point. I was reading comments on the internet, and someone actually made a rather good point, because they're talking about, if Peyton Manning wins this Super Bowl, where does it put him as far as in the historical ranks? He's already one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, but if he wins this Super Bowl, does it put him in the top 5? I think it does, particularly when you put the passing yards and the passing records, and the fact that he's second all-time in passing, or rather second all-time in passing touchdowns for a single season, only behind Tom Brady, who had the advantage of Randy Moss, and not to mention back in 2000 when they had the undefeated season, a lot of those passing yards that Tom Brady got were really artificial because they didn't really all that matter much into the whole scheme of the game. Belichick was just going ahead and blowing out people just for the fun of it, and bit them in the backside at the end. So there you have it. I wouldn't feel bad if the New Orleans Saints won. In fact, I think most people around the country are actually rooting for the Saints because of Hurricane Katrina and what a lot of that city is still going through. Still, 5 years later after Katrina, just devastated that city, and how the Saints have really been a uniting force for that entire community. So I think more people would like to see the Saints win, but I'm still picking the Colts. And I'm going to give a final score, let's say 37-31, and Drew Brees and Peyton Manning throw for at least 3 touchdowns. So that's my analysis of what I think is going to happen in the Super Bowl. If you're throwing a party, make sure that you party safe, have a designated driver. I'm going to blog about this shortly after the Super Bowl is over on LongIsland485.blogspot.com, and I'll put a recap video up. As always, my page is here for you. I'm just one guy talking about nothing. So I want to know what you think is going to happen in the Super Bowl. Leave your comments below my video. So until next time, I'm Long Island 495, and I'll see you on YouTube someplace. Later.